Hi everybody, just another quick video just to show you my exclusive Iron Man figures that I have at the moment. I'm not going to get the Stealth Mark III version, mainly because there's other figures that are coming out that I want more. It might, at a later date, if I sell off a few figures, I might consider getting it later. Yes, it'll probably be about 100 quid more, but we'll have to see what happens. So the five that I've shown you here are the Mark IV Secret Project figure. This one is probably the most expensive one out of the five that I have. Next to him we have the Mark VII in stealth mode. Next to that we have Tank. Then we have the Mark VII again, which is the Midas version though. And next to him we have Python, which is a mix mash of three different Iron Men. Before we go over them individually, there's one thing that spoils these figures for me, mainly Tank, and that is I don't like all the scratching on the paintwork. You'll see that when I show you the figure individually. But for these exclusive versions, I would have preferred them to have been clean body armour. Leave the scratching to the red and the gold versions. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's how I would have preferred them. It would have made them more exclusive as well, rather than just a repaint. So we'll take a quick look at each one individually. Before we do, please note that the bases aren't the ones that they come with. I've only got them on these bases so that they'll fit in the Detolf. Later on, when I get a big cabinet, which will be a bit taller, I hope to put these on their original stands and have them in flight poses and all that sort of thing. But that won't be for a while yet. So we'll take a look at the first one of the five. Okay, here we have the Mark IV Secret Project, and my favourite out of these five, definitely. You don't notice the little chinks in the paint as much on this one because they haven't got as much on them. But this is a repaint of the Mark IV armour, which is my favourite armour. It does come with several other accessories like alternate hands. It also comes with the Tony Stark head sculpt, same as the Mark IV. The only difference being with this one, the shades were grey, and on the Mark IV they were red. And the Mark IV came with a donut in a donut box, but this one doesn't. But other than that, they're exactly the same figure, obviously just repainted. This one is going for astronomical prices at the moment. Very highly sought after figure. I was lucky. I didn't get this when it first came out because I wasn't actually into Hot Toys then. But just after it came out is when I started to get into Hot Toys, and I managed to pick this one up for what I thought at the time was bloody expensive. But I really wanted this figure because I love the colours. But looking back now, the price that I paid for this isn't even a quarter of what it's going for now. In Hong Kong alone, this is going for nearly £1,000 British, which is ridiculous. Over here in the UK, I've seen people selling these for £400 to £500, and America and other places about $500–600. But it is a nice figure, and it is well sought after, as I say. I think this is the actual original stand it came with. I can't remember offhand. It's been a long time since I've had a look at the box. But this is, I'm sure this is the actual stand it came with. Fantastic detail on these figures. The reason I picked up these figures, I like darker suited Iron Men. Yes, okay, the Midas is really brightly coloured, but I prefer the darker look rather than the gold and red. I do have a couple of gold and red ones, but to me, I just like these more. They just appeal to me more. It does have all the light up features. It does still work. I don't have the batteries in it because I don't want them to leak, and it's a lot of money to throw away with a leaking battery. And I have seen some of these where the battery has leaked, and it's not a pretty sight. But yeah, that's the Mark IV Secret Project. If you can get one at a reasonably low price, I highly recommend that you do. You won't be disappointed. It really is a fantastic looking figure. So we'll now move on to the second one in my collection. Okay, here we have the Mark VII in stealth mode. A lot of people said it's just a repaint. It is not a repaint. Certain parts obviously are, but there are new mouldings on it. I mean, this chest plate is actually transparent. A few other panels on the body are transparent, so they're completely new moulds. You might just be able to see there his metalwork underneath. But if you check back and look at my update, my last update video, because I had the light on my camera, it actually showed up better. So you can see the insides of this figure there. But again, because of the dark look, I had to go for it. I just couldn't resist it. In certain light it looks purpley as well. You can see here that looks grey, but it's not. It is actually a very pale sort of matte black. Comes with separate hands as well. It also comes with the rockets that go on the top and a rocket that comes on the arm as well. Very similar to the Mark VII. I love the decals on the shoulder as well. It's just subtle little differences here and there that make it stand out a bit more. And because it's dark suited, there's no scuff marks on this. They didn't put any on, which is a plus for me. Makes me like this figure even more. Again, it does have light up features, but again, no batteries are in it. And it really is a superb looking figure. It's not as highly sought after as what I thought it was going to be. I thought this figure was going to be really hard to get. I managed to get it from Sideshow themselves. I had to go on the wait list, but I was only on the wait list for 24 hours and one became available. There are quite a few around still, but be prepared to pay high prices later on for this, because it is quite a unique Iron Man, this one. I don't think you're going to see many in this colour. We've got the little decals on the side there as well. Fantastic figure. But the bodywork is the Mark VII. I can't argue with that. So we'll now move on to Tank. Okay, this is the latest figure in my collection. This is Tank, this is a repaint of the Heartbreaker, and it's the worst one for, or depending on your preference, the best one for the little dinks and scratches, to showing it's been well worn. It really does spoil it for me. It didn't look as severe as this in pictures and other videos that I've seen. But when you get it in hand, there is a lot on it. But a lot of people love this about this figure. I just don't. It just doesn't appeal to me. If this was clear paint job, it would have been superb. It comes with different accessories to the Heartbreaker though. It does come with the mandatory spare hands, different types of hands. I've got the articulated ones on here. It also comes with a set of hands with blasters actually on them. Which I don't like very much. It also comes with a big chest burst sort of flame that comes out, that a lot of people have said looks like a dildo, and yes it does. Have a look at other people's videos to see what I mean. I'm not going to show you the accessories with this one. It also comes with two extra little Iron Men. On the stand that it has is this stand here. And on the sides you plug two more arms, and you've got two miniature Iron Men. They're about this sort of size, maybe the size of his arm. And it looks like they're way back in the background and they're flying. I've put them actually on my Star Boost Iron Man stand at the moment, so when I do my next update video you'll see them. But that's the accessories that comes with this figure. So it does bring something a little bit different from the Heartbreaker, but the actual bodywork and the armour is exactly the same as the Heartbreaker. It is just a repaint. But I love the colours on this. Again, it just appeals to me, these sort of colours. They've got it just about right. What I do like though, paint-wise, is the scorch marks around the vents. You've got them on the arms, on the legs. That I could have lived with. But all these scratches, it's just too much. It has spoilt it. I'm not going to get rid of him. I still love him. He's still a great looking figure because I just love that head. And I love the bulkiness of him. I love my Iron Men to be really bulky. Which is why I passed on a few of the older Iron Men, like the Mark III and the Mark II. They're just a little bit thin, and the Mark V is a bit thin as well for me. That's why I've gone for the bulkier looking figures. But yeah, that's Tank. So this is the latest release that they've brought out. This was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year. We'll now move on to Midas. Okay, here we have Midas, who is just a complete repaint of the Mark VII. Comes with the same sort of accessories other than the battle damage parts. Comes with the rockets on the shoulders, rocket on the arms, and the different alternate sort of hands. And it comes with not this base, but a different type of base. But again, I went for this figure because it was completely different, out of the ordinary at the time. And it just appealed to me. I thought, wow, that looks absolutely fantastic. A lot of people thought the same. There was quite a buzz about this when it first came out. But you can pick these up now. There's quite a few of these about. I've seen them on eBay. I managed to get this one through Sideshow. Wasn't on the wait list. I just managed to get in straight away and get him, which I was really pleased about. But I just love the colour. The way that it all blends in. It really is superb. Can't really fault this figure that much. It has got these scratch marks on the paintwork, but because it's lighter you can't really see them that much. But again, I would have preferred this to have been clean paintwork, but you can't really notice it on this figure. It's only really, as I say, the Tank that you can really notice it on. But again, does have light up features as well. Articulation is very good. If you've got the Mark VII, it's exactly the same articulation wise. But all in all, a fantastic looking figure. It hasn't shot up in price like I thought it would. It seems to have leveled off a bit, but I expect probably later on it might go up again a bit more. But I think in about 10-15 years time these exclusives will be highly sought after. I mean, at the moment they're relatively sought after, but the demand isn't that great at the moment for these. But I think, as I say, give it another 10 years, they will be. And these figures will be worth a lot of money. But I haven't bought them to resell them on for a load of money. I intend to keep these. But yeah, there's the Midas. And we'll move on to the final one, which is Python. Okay, here we have Python. Again, another fantastic paint scheme, other than the little dinks, but because it's quite dark, you don't notice them as much. And this one, you've got three figures in one near enough here. It's the best of three. You've got the head sculpt is from the Silver Centurion. The torso and the arms is the Mark VII. And the legs are from the Heartbreaker. So you've got three awesome suits together in one. which is one of the reasons why I bought this one. The main reason I bought it is for the colour. I love this dark colour, and the gold sets it off beautifully. This one came out before Heartbreaker, even though Heartbreaker was actually made before this one. But Heartbreaker took a while to come out. So this was the first time really that we got to see the Heartbreaker legs. And I love the legs on these. Heartbreaker legs are probably my favourite out of all of my Iron Men. Leg wise anyway. I just love the bulkiness of them. And it fits well on the Mark 7 body. And it does make the figure that little bit taller as well, only slightly, but it does make him slightly taller than the normal Mark 7. Again, this isn't the base that he comes with. He comes with, I believe, this base here with the flight stand, the flight pole. Comes with obviously the alternate hands and the rockets again on here, and I think if I remember rightly, he does come with some on his shoulder as well. But he's got quite a presence about him, especially in the detail, and you get some good lighting on him. He really does show up well. Again, it does have the moving flaps at the back for his flight mode, but the level of detail on these figures is really nice, as you will know. But yeah, that's the Python. Again, not a highly sought after figure, this one. I was a bit surprised actually. I thought this one would be really sought after, but it doesn't seem to be, again. So if you're thinking of getting one, now is the time, before a few years time again, when these prices will skyrocket. So I'll put another pause in here. We'll take a look at all 5 together for the last time, and that'll be it from me. So here we are, all 5 together. Glad I got them. Something a bit different from your normal Iron Men. And say when I get a bigger cabinet, I will be able to show them off properly with their stands, their proper stands, and in their flight poses and all that sort of thing. Rather than just have them in the museum poses that they're in here at the moment. But I hope that probably won't be for another couple of years or so until I can do that. I've got to convert one of my rooms here in the house to purely to show off my Hot Toys figures, and that is when it will be done. So it'll be a while yet. So what have I got coming up? I've got some figures that should be coming through soon, namely Han Solo and Chewbacca. Also my Maria Hill from the Avengers. She should be coming through very soon as well. I've also got, done it through Facebook, through the community in Facebook, is the Riddick figure that's coming. So hopefully I should have him within the next week. So that could be the next video. There's some figures that I've got in my details that I haven't done videos on yet, like Gamora. I've also got John Matrix, which is Commando. I'm trying to think. Oh, my Ed 209 is another one that I haven't done a video on yet as well. And I think that's about it. I think that I've done videos on all of the others. But yeah, so they're ones that I've got coming up. So hopefully you like the sort of quick tour around these exclusive figures. I don't think there's been a video of them all together. This could be the first one. So as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video.